Hi, my name is Diane. I'm back with you again with Lily Magazine. Last year we did a bunch of different various routines for each month. For 2011, we're actually going to be doing the year of yoga. So for January, what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through what exactly yoga is, some of the history, a few little details about the breathing, some of my training, just kind of introduce you to it and leave you with some breathing practices just to get you started. Then starting in February, I'm going to start introducing various yoga movements to you. So each month I will be doing a different movement, and throughout the year what we'll be doing is building an entire yoga routine. So if you pick up and we're in March or you miss a month, just go back a month and to that video, and you'll be able to see where we were at and what we were doing then, and that way it'll keep making sense to you. So if you missed one, just go back to the previous one and you'll understand what we're doing. For now, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the history of what yoga is. I'm not going to give you a deep explanation, but yoga comes from the Hindu religion. Lily Girls, as you know, is a Christian magazine, so for our purposes with yoga, we are going to separate the religion from the actual physical practice. But please, 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 as I do throughout my practice, feel free to give thanks to the Lord for the movement that we are able to do. It is a wonderful practice. It brings a lot of recognition to the fact that our Creator is amazing with the various things our body can do. So please always feel free to give thanks to the Lord for what your body is able to do from a day-to-day basis. As far as types of yoga, the type of yoga we are going to be practicing is called vinyasa. Vinyasa actually means breath synchronized movement. So every time we do a movement, even as simple as raising our arms, we're going to do a breath. So when we raise our arms, we inhale. When we lower them, it's an exhale. So every kind of movement we do has a breath that matches that movement. What this does is it turns into a little bit more of a cardiovascular exercise, so we get our heart rate up and we get the benefits of almost like a running exercise for our heart as we go through yoga movements to build strength and tone and flexibility. So it's a wonderful practice. It is just one type of yoga, so you know, if you love this, try all the different kinds. It's a great workout regardless what you choose. The other thing that we need to be aware of when we're practicing yoga is the type of breathing. Most of the time as we go through the day, we breathe out of our mouth. It just happens naturally. What we're going to try and do is retrain our bodies to breathe in and out of our nostrils. So it's nostril breathing, and what we do is pretty much your mouth can be open, but it's easier to practice it with your mouth closed at first because it just kind of opens up and then you end up exhaling out your mouth or inhaling, one of the two. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. There's 3 different types of nostril breathing that we'll be using throughout our practice. The first is called a 3-part breath. It's the one that we're going to start with every practice that we do. It's the one that we use the most. A 3-part breath basically means that we're going to inhale through the nose, filling the lungs from the bottom up. So if you're watching yourself in a mirror, you'd see your stomach, the air hit your stomach first because your stomach's going to expand, and then the air will expand its way up through your chest. Then as you exhale the air, you empty from the top up. So it's going to empty from here and go all the way down, your belly being the last thing to lower as you exhale. So when you're practicing this breathing, maybe do it in front of a mirror, maybe lay down and just kind of watch as your stomach fills and empties. And think of filling up a glass of milk or a glass of water. As you pour the water in, it fills from the bottom up, and as you pour it out, it empties from the top down. So that's what the picture that you want to picture as you're using this type of breathing. The other type of breath that we're going to be using is called a sinking breath. We use that whenever we fold over. Whenever our face is toward the floor, that's when we use this breath. And basically what that does is it allows our postures to go deeper into the movement. So if you're doing a forward fold, you're going to expand your chest and kind of lift the body slightly, and then as you exhale, you fold from the hips. So you lift on the inhale and exhale, lowering. That allows the breath to take the body further into the movement rather than you forcing it into the movement. The next breath is an expanding breath. You might have guessed we're going to use this when we're standing and our head is lifted to the ceiling. So on this one, we inhale, filling the body, still inhaling and exhaling through the nose on both of these breaths. So we fill the body with air, and on the exhale, we keep that lift that we got when we inhaled. So every time you inhale, you raise up a little bit taller, and with the exhale, we just keep that upper body raised to the ceiling. So keeping it at a nice inhale, exhale, but the body keeps moving up. So we're stretching that body to the ceiling. So those are the 3 types of breathing that we're going to work on. The other thing I want you to be very aware of, and I'm going to remind you of all of this. It is overwhelming to learn all of it at first, but I'm going to remind you through the workout, so don't worry. The other thing that we want to talk about today, though, is posture. It's very, very easy to get competitive, even if you're doing this with yourself, because we always want to do more than we did the day before. It's human nature. But what I want to try to encourage you to do is to be patient and take your time. Every day you wake up is a brand new day. It's a different day. Your body may be sore from the day before, so you may not be able to do everything you did the day before. You may have to bring it down a level, and that is okay. So always, always be willing to let the body do what it needs to do. And rather than forcing it, if we work with the body, we're going to have less injuries and we're going to see more improvement over time. So just be aware of what your body's feeling. And as we work on the breathing, we're going to become more aware of what our body's feeling, and it's going to help us hold better posture. The other thing in posture as we work with breathing and just taking our time in the poses is to have a really strong grounding. So what I mean by that is if your feet are what's connected to the floor, all of our strength comes from the floor up. So our feet are, in a sense, locked to the floor. And I'll go over how to do that as we start working out, but I just want to go over it today so it's kind of in your mind when we begin to work out. So whatever part is holding you to the floor, we're going to kind of lock that into the floor and then let that strength move from the ground up. At times it's going to be your hands in what's called down dog. Our feet and our hands are both connected to the floor. So both of that 4-part hold is going to be extremely strong. Also in posture, it's easy to lock your knees. By that I mean when we stop using muscle and we just stack the joints. When we stack the joints by locking something, see right now my leg, I'm holding this with muscle. However, if I straighten it and I lock the joint, if I were standing, my knee would be taking all of the impact. So we got to make sure that we're leaving a slight bend in the knee so that the muscle is holding it rather than the joint. That's it for the technical stuff. I'm going to let your brain rest. All right? So just a little bit of word on my training. I train through Yoga Fit, and I have trained and I am still training. I plan on training the rest of my life. I love to learn and I love yoga, so it's a good fit for me. If you want to purchase a video for yoga, yoga is an interesting one to get workout videos for because you kind of don't know what type of yoga you're getting or who the instructor is, but if you ever want to purchase a yoga video to do at home, I would highly recommend Yoga Fit. They'll go over all the breathing, they go over the alignment, they keep it nice and safe for you. So that is my training. If you want to look it up, please look it up. If you want to go to a training, I would highly encourage that as well. They are expensive, but if you want to learn, it's a great place to learn about yoga. So in closing, I'm just going to encourage you for the rest of the month until you see the next video to practice that breathing in and out of the nose. Maybe at night sit down and practice the breathing. It will help you sleep better because it's going to slow that heart rate down and calm you down from the long day. So enjoy that breathing, practice it, and I will be back in February to start the workout with some warm-ups. Thank you very much.